As always, we have our last segment of the show, which we call our one last thought. So this week, we'll go ahead and start with Delilah. We'll start with you with one last thought.
So sorry. So what I wanted to
That's
just
okay.
say is so happiness is a discipline, and what that means is like it takes work, and I'm not saying toxic positivity. I'm not for that. Like if you're in a bad spot and someone's like, "Oh, just be happy," that's not helpful. But happiness is actually a more self-reflective thing. It means that you have to
Okay.
kind of change your thinking. So like instead of thinking, for example, of what if this happens, if I go to the store, what if this, blah, blah, blah. And instead like shift it to even if the worst did happen, what is the outcome, right? What is the actual outcome? Or, it's just like for me, it's like I actually like that because I tend professional development. I'm a teacher, and usually I don't like
Sure.
these. They're usually a waste of my time. But this one I feel is actually really important because I think that people feel like happiness just comes out of the window. But I do like the idea
Sure.
of that happiness is a discipline, right? You have to work at that. And it takes practice, it
Hmm.
takes shifting your thinking. Like something that they brought up is a 2-degree shift, which is kind of like reflect on what that thought is and see if you could change it into a different thing.
Hmm.
One thing is like when you wake up in the morning, think about like before you go to bed, what type of feeling do you want, right? Like if you say, "Oh, today I want to make connections," and think about, okay, tonight before I go to bed, I want to make sure that I make connections. So then when you do run into things that might challenge that and might cause like, oh my God, why is this happening? Then you can self-reflect and go, you know what? I said I wanted to make a connection today. And so it's just about changing your state of mind and just kind of working on yourself as a person and just remembering that contentment and happiness doesn't just come out of the whim. And it does take work and it does take practice. It's a psychology thing, but it really is true. And it's just kind of like, you know, um, practicing that your brain has to process that, right? Process different things and like sit back and go, okay, well, like, how else can I think about this situation? How can I shift that thinking into something else? And so, like, I think happiness as a discipline, I feel like it's something that more people should know. Like, it's not something that's guaranteed. And like I said, it's not toxic positivity, but more something that we have to consistently work on as a people and as a species. And just
Hmm.
kind of like, and it's a constant practice. And so I think that's something that I just wanted to say. Like happiness is a discipline. It's not a guarantee. And it does take work. It really does take work. And it just takes a different frame of mind and always like self-reflection and thinking of like how can I shift my thinking, right? And how can I shift it to
Sure.
this way? And when something bad does happen, take the time to, oh my God, this is awful. But like again, like okay, this is awful, but like what else can I do? Like even if this did just happen to me, like just shifting that paradigm. So happiness is a discipline.
All right. Well, very good. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Handy, how about you? One last thought on this Tuesday.
Um, don't take so much time in life to get caught up in. I'm not exactly how to say this. I guess I'll start with where I was going to end. I want to send a huge shout out, and she's not watching the show. She generally doesn't watch this kind of thing. My first wife, uh, Gabrielle Lawrence, or as we now know her, Dr. Gabrielle Lawrence, got to
Oh,
watch her get conferred her hood and her robe and her hood and all of her regalia this Saturday
right.
morning. Now, the reason that I say that brings me back to what I was trying to say. I might have missed that moment. This woman and I have not been married for, oh God, 23 years now. We have
Okay.
two wonderful sons. The oldest will be 27 in a couple of weeks, and the other one will be
Okay.
26 in June. We were talking about
Mhm.
birthdays before the show, Delilah. He and I actually share a birthday. He was born on my 26th, 27th birthday. Best birthday present I
Okay.
ever got.
Right.
We, by not beefing with each other because we didn't work out, um, I kind of that was a valuable resource. Like I went through some trouble in my life a few years back, and she was there to stand in the gap stand for me as a
Right.
you know what I'm saying, to stand
Yes.
for me and defend me. Whereas I
Sure.
could have acted like an idiot, and you know how folks go, oh, I don't talk to my baby mama, and that you know, I'm not going to say it on
Right. I
here,
got
but
you.
you feel
No,
what I'm
no.
saying.
Sure.
So don't always be so quick to just throw somebody away just because maybe think, and I'm not necessarily talking about romantic relationships, just because whatever interpersonal uh, um, actions that you have going on, don't be so quick to throw them away. The relationship might have
Right.
not worked out, but that doesn't mean that y'all can't still be human beings to each other. And that's,
Right. Correct.
we've got to celebrate that both boys graduating high school, the oldest one graduating college, and all right there as a family. She sat on the phone and talked with my wife New Year's Eve. They wished each other Happy New Year and all that kind of stuff. So don't be so quick to get caught up in being pissed off at somebody just because whatever you had going on here, whether you were friends or coworkers or romantic partners, didn't work out. That's what I got.
Nope. I hear not. I probably shouldn't admit this in public, but I pretty much talked to all my ex-girlfriends. So if that's weird for people, I get it. But I've always contended that life is too short, man, to hold grudges or anything like that. So for the ladies who have been nice enough to let me be their boyfriend, I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and I hope you're all doing well at this particular moment in time. But Tina, we'll go to you for one last word. Well, our one last thought. I said used to be one last word. Now it's one last thought. I can remember that. But go ahead, Tina.
My one last thought will be, if there's somebody you've been thinking about or somebody that you've wanted to kind of flow into everything else that people have said, that you want to make a connection with, or that you lost touch, reach out to them, talk to them, try and see to get a connection back again. It was my grandmother's 99th birthday this weekend, and so the
Wow.
family
God bless
all
her.
got
Yeah.
together. It's probably going to be her last birthday because of medical
Okay.
issues, but
Sure.
it was one of those, like, my uncle flew in, people came in from Texas, and it was a reminder of how important family is. And sometimes we forget because we just get so busy how much the older generations of our family really like talking to us and hearing from us. And
Yeah.
I know I'm bad at this too. I'm a horrible phone caller. But just remember those birthdays and everything, because they are very
Yeah.
special when they happen. So that's my thought for the last
No,
thought.
that's awesome. And again, happy birthday to your grandmother. That's
Wait a
awesome.
minute, hold
99.
on. 99 for your grandmother, that deserves some cowbell. Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
the
There,
other
yeah, there.
one, the other one is going to turn 98 in May. It runs on
Mercy.
both sides of
Wow.
the family.
Wow. Look at that. Right. God bless both of them. That's amazing. No, that really is awesome that they're still alive at 98, 99. That is really great. You know what? I hope they make it to 100. I hope they get there. But I guess mine's just, joy is probably the key word. Wherever you can find your joy, please do. Again, I know I've talked a little bit about this, turning 50 and everything, and I think it does give you a little perspective. I mean, I've been trying to work on these things for the last few years, anyways. Oh, good Lord, what is Anthony doing now?
I'm finding my
What?
joy.
There you go. Very, very nice. Well, you should as well. You should, my brother. But no, but yeah, seriously, like I've been, and that's all I've been doing. I wake up every morning and I try to find the joy in everything that I'm doing. Whether it's babysitting, helping babysit my great nieces, or tomorrow I got to go get blood drawn and get a referral from my doctor. Like, I just want to try to find the joy in everything. I mean, I've lived already 50 years on this planet and have lived longer than a lot of people have. And so I just want to get up every morning and be joyful and be grateful and walk around with a smile on my face and, not worry about too much, just kind of do my thing. And I think I hope that for everyone. Like, I wish that for everyone. I hope your new year is going well. I hope everybody is finding the joy in what they do, whatever that is, whether it's work, personal life, relationship, whatever it is, just find the joy, find a way to be happy. That's all I really have to say about that. And, yeah, that's my word for the day is joy.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.